Hey, this is John Bollinger with Premier Guitar. So this is a very cool first look because we're looking at the Theodore, which is the first in the new Gibson archive collection. And the backstory on this guitar is amazing. But before I tell you about it, take a second to subscribe below. Thank you. So here goes. Matt Kohler, who's the Senior Director of Product Development, had been working at Gibson for about a year or so when I think he was up in like the fan room or somewhere and discovered all of these big filing cabinets from Kalamazoo. And so he looked inside and he found just stacks of old papers, but nothing in order, just arbitrarily scattered around, you know, in all these filing cabinets. So after work, he began kind of looking through and he picked up a binder of something, opened it up, and what fell out was this hand-drawn and signed drawing of this guitar by Ted McCarty, the president of Gibson at the time. And McCarty, during his reign, I guess he was president from 1950 to 1966. During that time, they came out with the Les Paul, the 335, the Firebird, the V, the Explorer, humbuckers, and Tune-o-matic, and all this other stuff. So it was undeniably the golden age of electric guitars. Not just Gibson guitars, but those are the most coveted, collectible, expensive instruments you could buy today. All came from that time. And it's interesting, I don't think Ted McCarty is just lucky. I think he was a really gifted engineer who assembled this incredible crew of people, and they did incredible work. And it really started at the top. So the picture, it shows Ted put in all the details, such as he wanted an alder body, he wanted it flat. He wanted this crazy hockey stick headstock, which came out, I think, a year later on the Explorer. The date from this drawing was March 18th, 1957. So it predates other cutaways. The only cutaway that Gibson had done at the time was on a mandolin. So first cutaway, first hockey stick. He also said he wanted an alder body, which is interesting. I don't think Gibson had done an alder body before. He was very specific about everything. Wanted it flat, and you can see on the drawing, originally he wanted to put the selector up here, gave a couple different options. But when they're actually designing it, they're like, that's not going to work. But it just shows how instruments during that amazing time happened. So Gibson, after looking at that, Matt brought it to the team, and they went with this. And this launches the new, this new collection, the archive collection. And I'm really curious about what else is coming down the pike. What else did they find? You know, even, I mean, the Modern came out of that time. It was such an incredibly creative time. In fact, there's a new acoustic line that came out. Gibson has a new acoustic line that also, I think, came out from these archives. It has a sound hole up top, which was a design they found in these archives back in '65. So it shows this is a very creative company for a long time, and this was like the peak of it. And I love that the modern Gibson is not just playing, this is not just an homage to that. They're they're retooling, they're exploring it, and they're building off it. So very cool. So let me kind of tell you a little bit more about it. So what I love about this design, it really is something very original, and they're taking chances. Ted McCarty was an innovative guy. The basic ingredients, you've got a mahogany neck, like you'd expect, and it's a chunky 57 C shape, like you'd find on a Les Paul at the time. 24.75 scale, Clusons 6 in a line, like that. And I like the old Clusons. They're a little bit like you'd find on this is my old 58 Junior. And the neck, very similar, goes for that. And the blueprint was specific. He just wanted dots like that, unbound. I think he was going for an affordable guitar, much like the standard or the special. Wraparound bridge, although they already had the Tune-O-Matic and humbuckers invented this time. The humbuckers had just been invented, but they went with these again, probably because it was a little bit, he was thinking more of an entry level. They went with, but everything Gibson did in building this guitar, they went with old school. Like it's hand-wired 500K CTS audio taper, potentiometers, there's Bumblebee capacitors, these custom P90s that sound great, and it's just kind of a simple, elegant design. Crazy light. I don't know if you picked up a Melody Maker, but they usually come in around 5 pounds, and this feels pretty close to that. A little heavier on the neck, probably because of that. They went with 3 different finishes, but I think McCarty wanted a natural finish. They're also coming out with a cherry and an ebony. But there's only 318 of these being made to correspond with March 18th, the date that Ted wrote it. So it's in 1957. So pretty incredible, right? I mean, 65 years later, is that my math right? They have completed his vision. And it sounds amazing. Let me, I tried to kind of go through the pickups a little bit in the front, but let's just start with this bridge. I'm running it into a Fender Pro amp, and I've got a Red Dirt overdrive in front of it and a Boss delay. But right now, this is just straight into the amp. And it's got that great kind of, think about 1957. What they're going for is that kind of great, clean, jazzy tone, Just great, right? And then if we put it in between, that's, I think, my favorite tone with both of them on, both pickups. And the bridge has that twang to it. Then if you add a little bit of dirt, it really takes off. to make it even cooler, they've got this great case, which is total, the old school case with the pink lining. See, you can see that. And then inside's all this case candy, which includes like the original blueprint, even the rundown, the one sheet looks, and if you read it, it's written like it was made in 1957. I love the attention to detail. Now it's weird with they're making 318 of these, but I don't know. I think it's a cool enough guitar. I could see it becoming kind of part of the line. You know, it's a good place for it. Specials and juniors are popular. P90s have kind of got they're sort of in fashion right now, so I could see it becoming part of the deal. But it's weird with collectability. You never know what will be collectible. Flying V, incredibly collectible. The upside down V, I don't know if you could give those away. So you just never know. But I love, it's a very cool guitar, and I love the backstory behind it. And I love the fact that Gibson is celebrating this real genius who was steering the ship for a long time. And it's a real testimony to the new leadership over there and the job they're doing. So Gibson, good on you. To read the full written review, go to premierguitar.com. While you're online, make sure you like us on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to the magazine. Why not? This is John Bollinger. Till next time.